It's a big world out there. How do you choose to see it? When the sun burns bright, or when the clouds hang low? Where do you want to be? We see the world through early mornings, late nights, and the long way around. We crave the canyon passes, rocky trails, rutted tracks, and lonely highways. Time spent in the shop, family and friends, the podiums and personal records. We choose it all. If you don't learn, you won't grow. You won't change if you stay still. Life is about moving and feeling. It's about confidence and discomfort, determination and resilience. It's about being connected to the adventure. So be restless. Be fearless. Be curious. Be a conqueror. Because if there's one thing we know, it's this. You're going to see more from here than you ever will from there. We all wonder, but we don't all wander. It's a big world out there. You just need to ride where you belong.
He said, if you can't win, wreck someone who can.
Exactly.
And I knew I wasn't winning that.
Why do people not get out of the fast lane?
Every time I see that picture of you riding around with that big-ass fro you're wearing, I still get pissed.
It was that night I said preparate, but I didn't say what I wasn't supposed to say, and that's A1.
Hey everybody, welcome to Real Talk 447. I am Jeff Emig, and of course I am joined by Ricky Carmichael.
Thank you.
And we have our second guest of 2020, the man, the myth, the legend, Pete Fox.
Thanks for coming, dude.
Yeah, stoked to be here.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
We had dinner last night. So.
Gotcha. So we are here at...
Where were you? You didn't make it, though.
Yeah, I didn't
you
make
weren't
it.
invited.
Dude, I was on dad duty. Don't
there
give
you
me shit.
go.
I'll be there tonight.
Okay.
So we're at Fox Racing Studios here in Irvine, California. At Fox headquarters, a building that, Pete, it was your design, your
vision.
Like this was your vision,
yeah.
Yeah, and ironically, we film inside of the McGrath conference room.
Yeah.
The red room.
The red room, yeah.
Tell us what your inspiration was for this building and where the idea came from.
I had some ideas from past experience with the different buildings that we had been in. I had some ideas on like the space that people work in and what was working and not working. Mm-hmm. And so I definitely had these ideas, and when we interviewed a few different architect, interior designers, there was one guy that I totally connected with because we were on the same like wavelength on creating a new space. Because the challenge with our company, I think most companies, is as you grow, communication and collaboration break down. People just kind of stay in their areas, especially like if you remember Morgan Hill, we were on 2 floors and kind of, it was like an elongated building. And so people would just kind of stay in their zone and rarely see each other.
Which wasn't a problem when your parents started Fox Racing in 1974 and you guys had about 1,200 square foot building.
Yeah, I mean, when I started, I think we had 10 people, you know.
That is absolutely incredible, man.
Yeah, and so this is the McGrath conference room. We've talked about it before earlier, is that all of the conference rooms around HQ here are named after athletes.
Yep.
Why? What was the vision behind that?
We just wanted, racing and the athletes are such an important part of what we do every day. The idea that we always had was we make product for the athlete, and not only the pro racer athlete, but the guy who's going out and riding on weekends. Like, he's an athlete as well, you know. So that was always the focus, and so trying to make sure that relationship is celebrated, and also, you know, athletes through history need to be celebrated too. Like, people need to know who these guys were.
I couldn't agree more. How about you, Ricky?
100%.
Hey, so you told us a story.
At some point, you'll get your own conference room.
No, I'm down there. I'm by the bathrooms.
Well, at least
It's
you
a little,
got,
it's
at
a
least
little
you
nugget.
got one.
Yes, I'm very,
At least
very,
you got
very,
one.
very humble.
Yeah.
But you were telling us a story about this room being red, that it had a purpose. You can tell that on Real Talk. This is Real Talk. You got to come out with it.
Well, we just wanted it to be a jewel when you walk in, and we want it to be dramatic, right? And there's a lot of conference rooms, so this isn't the only one. If you don't want to sit in this red room, you don't have to. If it was the only one, we probably would have been more practical. But since it's one of many, you can make it more dramatic. And we wanted, when you walk in, everybody looks up and goes, "What the hell is that?" You know, the joke I always say now is that that's where you take people to negotiate, because it like causes stress if you're not used to it.
Do you feel stressed right now?
Oh, I am so relaxed right now.
And so you guys don't know it, but right down this walkway over here is the Carmichael conference room. And for being like the littlest dude, he's got the biggest conference room.
There is a hierarchy in how we name
So he's
them.
got the biggest conference room. I'm by the bathroom. I'm starting to see how this shit works around here.
Yeah, we've tried to keep that like secret, but now that you've told everybody, that's kind of the way the decision.
Well, but up in Morgan Hill at the old offices, there were so you had named the conference rooms there also, and I think I might have been the last conference room to last person to get my name on a conference room, but it was also the designated. What's it called? Like where like the female employees have children, like it's like the mother room.
Oh yeah, like you mean like the what is it called?
I don't know. It's got a term. Eh?
Maternity. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if somebody brings your baby to lunch and you can and then like the hot tub photos there, and then there's moms with. I don't know.
Hot tub. What hot tub photo are you talking about?
You gotta look it up. That was that your idea, the hot tub
Yes.
photo with Shift?
Yeah. I'll never forget that shoot. That was a great shoot.
What a mess.
What a mess that was. Do you guys swear on this show, or we no swearing?
I mean, he can
that was a
bleep
shit
the
show.
fuck out of this thing.
That was a mess. I still think about, like, I think that photo shoot was us, like, at our combination of most creative, for me maybe, the most creative and also out of control. Like, it was just so loose.
Oh my God, it took forever. Chris Holtner was shooting the photos, right? And I don't remember a story.
Well, was there alcohol involved?
Well, there was for a little bit. There was
pretend.
It was pretend.
Well, there was a champagne
Was that the
bottle.
one from the race? You brought it to the.
Because
cigars
we filmed
were fake, too.
We filmed it Sunday night after the final Supercross at the MGM Grand.
Oh, that wasn't Saturday night, like
No, it was
after.
Sunday night. No.
What happened Saturday night after? Like
We can show that.
Probably why. Yeah, so I mean, I might have slept like 2 hours from Saturday morning until that photo shoot. So all the women are in the shoot, and it's like if you look at the actual photo, like the champagne bottle had ran out of champagne like an hour and a half ago. It took Holtner forever to get the damn shot, right? Monica's got like the cigar and a couple, and like it was just like, do we have the shot yet? And keep in mind, I've been up for a day and a half. Like it's time to go to bed, and it's still just.
So you weren't vibing at that.
Well, at that point, we were all like there. Pete and everybody else, and all the guys, and everybody was inside of the suite, right, just partying it up. It's Sunday night, Supercross is over, and we're still out there trying to get the shot. And it just,
Yeah, probably now, there wouldn't be a party involved. It would just be all staged, all fake. But that was basically like the party. I knew we wanted to shoot a picture in the hot tub, and then we wanted to have a party, so we just kind of combined the two, and
yeah.
it was pretty authentic.
Yeah. So that was the championship ad, the Shift championship ad in '97 that went into Racer X, but Motocross Action wouldn't run it.
Oh, really? Too edgy?
I even heard.
There were a lot of ads.
I even heard that when Racer X showed up at your place, your mom told me that she ripped that ad out and threw it away, and then gave you the Racer X magazine because she didn't want your.
And Big Rick ripped it out and put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Have our viewers ever heard this story of when we were at Southwick in '97, and
That's
I was
your first
hanging
full
out in
year.
your bus,
Uh-uh.
and she came knocking on the door. Remember, you had it parked at the Fairfield.
Oh, well, you and Ernie came over, right? Weren't you with Ernie?
No. This is no. So I've always wanted to know. This is probably hard, like someone asking you what your favorite song is. But what is your favorite design ever for pants and jersey?
It would have to be the zebra because it meant so much, and it was such a risk at the time. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily from a pure design, but just because what it meant.
So that is hands down your favorite.
Because of what it meant to me and to the business and to the company.
Wow, that's good. I figured you were going to give me an answer like, dude, I don't know, man. I've had so many designs, awesome ones, of course.
Thanks. No.
Somebody just asked me on social media today what my favorite gear set was.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Yours was GI Fro, like for sure.
yeah. I mean, it's because of what it meant makes it.
In my opinion, I feel like the snow camo is my favorite shift gear. Up until I love the current design right now, but that snow camo was awesome.
What was your favorite Fox gear?
So wait,
when
let's
you only
remember-
wanted to wear orange all year long because you were getting all mental about it?
We'll get to that. I wanted people to understand, like GI Fro, what's so like meaningful and cool about that is the fact that jersey is a black jersey, and it was like a cotton jersey.
Oh, it was like
and
a
it was
parka.
so hot, and you were so in your zone, like in a positive way, that you were like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear a black cotton jersey and beat all these guys in the Nationals.
At Troy, Ohio.
Well, I'm not sure I should.
Dudes are
I'm
falling
not sure I had a
over.
choice. We show up to the first national at Gainesville. Right, it's about 85. Hey, we got this new gear kit for you. Here's the jersey that goes along
No,
with it.
you were into it. Don't change history, bro.
Hey, don't let facts get in the way of a good story. Huh? Dude,
No, I remember. I'm like, I don't know. And you were like, so maybe you were like still drunk from the night before, but you were like, I'm wearing this.
Sunday. Nah, maybe a Thursday, but not Sunday. I was wearing it. No, when we did the video, when the guys, we went back to Gainesville, it was literally 20 years. And the last time that Pro Motocross raced there at Gainesville was that year. So we go back there and we kind of chronicle the whole thing. And it was like, and I started thinking about it. I'm looking at Racer X Vault, and it's like, well, we haven't been here since then. The last Pro Motocross that was there, I won both motos.
1997.
Yeah.
I won the overall.
Yeah, we won that
I
day.
think I went 2-1.
And it's crazy, like when we had the
3-1.
modern gear set, and of course the jersey was like light years difference, and then the pant, the construction, everything on the pant, like you just take and feel the weight of them both is like, is so much better these days.
It's
The black
it's
label.
non-comparable.
Nah.
I liked the Strafer line.
Yeah.
I thought the Strafer was really cool. The black and yellow. I love that. It really looked good. It came out the year that I went to Suzuki, 05. So I really liked the Strafer line. Yeah. That was a good one. I would say for its time, it was a lot like the zebra stripe.
Fox has always led the way in with design and like aesthetic of like taking that risk, that leap forward, and then some of the other companies go, okay, let's kind of follow this way. But it's just your passion and just what you're into.
Just thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
All day, all night.
All right. You want to pay some bills here?
Let's
real quick?
pay some bills. You want to go ahead? You started off.
So we're gonna have a Rocky Mount. You're gonna be good.
You're gonna see
You're
right now.
You're just gonna chill right now. We have a new Rocky Mountain ATV MC promo product that we're going to announce a little bit later on in the show. But last week, Ricky gave away some more slick product.
I did, and we got a new winner for the contest last week. So every episode, Pete, in case you don't watch our show, we give away a. See, that's messed up. We give away a slick product wash kit, and it's a Ricky Carmichael wash kit right over there on the desk, best in the business. And so last week, the question was who could guess the top 5 finishers in the 450 main, and Daniel Reese, 454 on Twitter, is our winner this week.
He picked them all?
He picked them all right here.
In order.
Tomac, yep, in order. Tomac, Roxon, Webb, Osborne, Anderson.
Not an easy year to yeah.
No, it's
Who did that? Who picked it?
Daniel Reese, 454. That is his
Congrats,
handle.
Daniel
Yeah.
Reese. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's got himself Ricky Carmichael wash kit. I believe it's that right there.
That's right.
There's three steps to it, right?
3-step process. You get the off-road wash, the degreaser, and then of course the shine to finish it off. Their shine is insane, by the way. All of it's insane, but the shine, I might put some on your hair, Fro. Can we do that?
Hey, it's as good as.
I mean, you probably don't, you don't put any color in your hair, so you probably don't put
I
product
heard
in
it
your hair
smells good,
either,
though.
right?
No, I don't
So
actually
the
use
big
any
thing
product.
is, the big thing going is, do you think Fro colors his hair?
No.
You think that's all natural?
Yeah, I've got another friend. You met him last night. Dark hair and his beard's completely white. I don't know how that works.
So, yeah, great job, Daniel. Thanks, everybody, for participating. It's a lot of fun. Later on in the show, we will have what the contest is going to be this week for Glendale coming up.
Have we decided it? Have you decided it? Or are we just making it up along the way? We'll just
No,
roll
I
with it?
have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I don't want to do it. I'm going to save it for the end.
Yeah, we don't want to be super rigid and
But how
actually
is it? Is it you switch it up every week?
Yeah,
and
yeah, I
it's-
switch
Is
it
it
up
like
every week.
how people
I
finish
mean, you know what?
or
If
something?
you have an idea, like what would be a good, something good for the weekend that we can give away, this Slick Products Ricky Carmichael wash kit next week, on next week's show, like if you have an idea, maybe you pick.
I'd like to have a grand prize on our last show of this Supercross and have somebody win. Ricky Carmichael comes to your house on like Sunday and washes your bike. Can we set that up, JH? That'd be cool.
In a bikini?
Hey, if you're committed to it and you're part of the show and promote your product, I think you should at least consider that idea as a grand prize.
Yeah.
He says he's the best bike washer in the business.
I mean, I feel like I do a good job at washing bikes.
That's his thing.
I
Like
like
that's
it,
he
dude.
loves it.
I like it.
You should videotape that and like walk people through your process.
I did. If
like
you
there's a lot
follow
of
me
fun.
on social media and Slick Products on social media, we go through the process. There's videos
do.
all
I
over.
haven't
There's
seen this.
tutorials all over.
It might, you know, one of those times where you're like scrolling and then like it kind of goes quick past.
Yeah,
one?
like a lot of
That's
times I
probably
do
what
on you.
happened.
Wait,
All
you,
right.
right now you're posting on social media video of you washing bikes?
Yes.
That's what happened to his
Losing
career,
a lot
dude.
of followers?
No, dude.
That's what happened to his career. That's where he's at.
You know what? See, which one's my camera? This guy right here? Okay, so you see, everyone always wonders why I'm a smart, and it's because of this. This is what
Why
I
I'm a
dealt
smart?
with especially from Fro when I was 17 years old, my rookie season. It just, dude, short, redheaded kids just,
You didn't get
we
a lot.
start from behind, man.
Tough love, and look where it got you. I'd like to think that
So
it
am
was a small part of your
But then I
success.
stick up for myself, and now I'm a smart, and then I'm a smart ass. Let's move on. So we paid.
What do you want to do? You want to talk about some storylines?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to talk,
I do.
You want to talk
I
more
do.
Pete
Everybody
Fox?
listening to this show, watching this show, I know you guys want to hear my opinion. Of course, I would love to hear your guys' opinion.
Okay, so
Go for it. The biggest topic.
in case you guys don't
And we're
know,
not
Pete
going to
is
spend
one
all
of the
we're not-
biggest.
Let me finish. We're not going to make this whole episode about this one incident, because there's a lot of other great things to talk about from Anaheim. So go ahead.
From round 3. So, my first storyline when I was going through the rundown. Take a guess, Pete.
What we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Biggest takeaway. Like, what's the biggest story from last week?
Fernandez is like take out of Craig, yeah?
Ferrandis and Craig. Yeah.
Yeah. My first thought was that was really dumb for Dylan, because Dylan was, at that point, I don't even think it's halfway through the race, right? And Dylan was fastest guy on the track, and as I was spotting it, I thought he's going to win this race without much problem. He'll probably be in the lead with 5 or 6 laps to go and cruise to a victory. And so I thought that pass was so aggressive, I didn't think there was much chance of him making out of that turn. I thought that was stupid. Why are you taking that risk at that point?
You guys know my opinion. I don't.
So that's
I don't
just for
mind
him.
rough riding.
No, go
Like, I love aggressive. So I'll finish up by saying, hey, that said, I love aggressive riding. I don't like dirty riding. I don't like where there's no chance of, making it and you're just kind of taking somebody out, but people do what they need to do to win, and I love that. So that was my judgment was, if that was the last lap and maybe the championship's on the line, I thought that'd be appropriate, but I just thought it was too aggressive. And in his Dylan's interviews afterwards, he didn't really explain any of that, so that's a little weird for me.
There's always
but I'm a huge fan of all those guys.
The reality for the rider and what you see on the broadcast typically doesn't match up.
What's your thought?
He was too late. He wasn't nearly close enough to pull that pass off. I don't mind rough riding. You both go down, you went too deep, right? And once again, I think that with Jet Lawrence being about 10 or 12 seconds out at the time, he might be thinking, okay, I got to make this shit happen now.
Yeah, but like Jet, I don't know if
Well, what we know now is 4 or 5 laps from the end, Jet throws it away, gets back on the bike. Luckily he didn't crash multiple.
So it was uncalled for. That's where you're at.
You both went down.
Yeah.
Like that's
well, if you're gonna take someone out, and I've said this before, you said if you're gonna take someone out, you don't take yourself out.
Yeah.
100%. That's
and then the
101.
fact that he still ended up winning the race, it's such a false message for him to feel like, or if he does feel like, yeah, man, I did what I had to do and I won this race. Dude, you're lucky, Jet. If Jet hadn't crashed with a few laps to go, he would have never caught him, right? Yeah. I mean, he had 12 seconds, right? Granted, Jet was hanging on by a thread, through that time, but he probably wouldn't have been able to get there, I mean, Jet crashed, and he just got to him with a half a lap to go. So what about you and Wyndham in Vegas in 90 whatever it was in the 135 class? Well, that photo has surfaced a bunch this week, so
I'm going to give you...
Explain yourself.
Okay. I don't believe that it was as deliberate as how it turned out. I don't think that he went in there and said, dude, I am absolutely going to crush you. I'm going to knock you into next week. I personally don't believe that. And the reason is because you look at the angle that he hit him at. Okay? So that I feel like it was mistimed. It was poor judgment, 100%. But I don't think, in my heart of hearts, I believe this, that he came over that finish line and he says, dude, I'm going to smash Christian right now as hard as I can. And the reason I don't believe that is because, number one, I don't think he felt threatened by Christian from a point situation. And by doing an aggressive move like that, he knows what's at risk and what could happen. He could have easily messed up his motorcycle to where he couldn't continue the race. I'm sure that his riding coach, David Villman, has told him that, and he knows the downfalls of doing a move like that. So now, that's my opinion. It was mistimed. I don't think that he was expecting the outcome to be what it was. I just don't believe it. He had no reason to.
No, I'm with you on all that. Then what I think what he should have done is gone up on the mic and said that.
Well, he did say on the mic, didn't he say on the mic that he hopes he didn't hurt the guy?
Yeah, but he said like, oh, I revved the engine or something. You should have heard me, and which seemed kind of strange or whatever. So, but I'm not like, I don't want anybody thinking I'm not faulting anybody. I'm glad that if Christian got hurt bad, then
definitely Christian wasn't going to give it up. He wanted to jump off the end of the berm. Ferrandis wasn't giving it up either.
I don't even know if Christian could have given it up. I don't think
Ferrandis spoke in the press conference after the race, and he says he felt like he was crashing and started to slide, and ended up hitting him.
Oh, wow.
So that's what it is. Okay, hold up. Well, let me land my plane here. You talk about 97 and what I did to win him. Absolutely, that was 100% deliberate, and I was going in to smash him. I wanted him to fall down, 100%. Brian Swink coached me before it. He's like, dude, if that guy's in front of you, just go and you try to hit his front tire as hard as you can, and he will fall down. And yes, that was deliberate, as deliberate can be. I wanted him to wreck.
Because?
I wanted to win the race. No, nothing against that. I was a young 17-year-old kid at the time. I wanted to race. It was an east-west shootout. I wanted to win that race, and I'd do anything I had to do to win. Yeah. So that was deliberate. And you look at the angle and the picture that has been posted. I mean, dude, my front wheel is buried underneath his bike. Yeah. And I just remember looking back, and he didn't wreck. And I was like, damn. And at that point,
did he win it or did you win it?
Of course he won it. Dude, I crashed.
Of course he won.
Of course he won. I fell in the whoops or something like that. Yeah, go watch.
Oh, a dry, slick Vegas
go watch
track?
the race.
No
I got full huck-a-buck in the whoops done. I think I pulled off early. I think I pulled off.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving. So how about Jet Lawrence leading, every lap except the last one? Dude, at some point you got to say, I don't have this. He was so ragged the last 5 laps, and I'm telling you, when he went over the bars, I thought he was hurt permanently. When he was KO'd, the fact that he only has a broken collarbone, I think he got really lucky.
I don't know. When I watched that crash, I was surprised that he even broke a collarbone. I'm like, how come he's not getting up? It didn't look that harsh to me.
But when he was going over, I'm like,
well, that looked terrible. But then when he hits the ground,
But my point is, and I read his comments and all that. He's like, screw it, I'm going out to win the race. The problem is now he set himself back. There goes the rest of your first season is gone.
Dude, you're harsh.
That's young. I like it. Yeah,
he's 16. Dude, what? You were 16?
No, of course it would be better if he hadn't done that.
Okay, well then why are you so hard on him? Dude, he learned the hard way.
Oh, he did it, and you're right.
He learned the hard way. It's a valuable lesson. Dude, I mean, think of, the stuff.
He was in the moment. He wanted
He was, absolutely. So you can't blame him.
It was cool.
Yeah.
You're a little tough on these guys today, man.
I'm an asshole, dude. You know how old I am? Like, this is what happens.
We knew that.
I'm sure he gained a lot of social media followers from that crash too.
For like my position and insight on the Ferrandis Christian Craig thing.
Well, anyone be mad at you? Nobody can be mad at you.
What do you think you think like, oh, that's wrong?
Do you care that people are mad at you?
Not even a little bit.
I don't think so.
No, but you're the goat.
I just want him to see all sides. I mean, that's my opinion. I feel like I have a good gauge on. I think we all sitting here have a good gauge on. We know if that was deliberate and wanting to smash someone and not.
All right, how about Faulkner crashing?
Have you ever wanted to smash anybody and just?
I have.
Was it Wyndham or somebody else?
Oh, dude, and everybody wanted to take me out when they went by.
Me included.
Ask me if I give.
Me included.
Give a
I'm
shit
still.
right now. Okay, Faulkner pitched it away again.
What you got to say about that? He's from your neck of the woods. Where are you at?
I don't know. He keeps making. This is the same mistake. He's repeating it again, and he's lucky that he didn't hurt himself again. And he actually got up and finished. There's some distractions or lack of focus or something there.
He's too good to be making those type of mistakes over and over and over. Bottom line. I mean, there's real. I don't know what the problem is. But you know what I mean. It's frustrating when you see someone with that much talent continue to do what he's doing when you know that person is better than that. So.
And Ricky, you've said a million times on the broadcast that you win championships on your bad nights. Yeah. I feel like Justin Cooper was off all day. I mean,
dude,
qualifying he was second.
Dude, Justin
1.8
Cooper,
off. Like good.
He was fifth fast. He only posted the 5th fastest time in the main event.
5th fastest.
And he got second.
And consequently, Pete, and I'm not sure if you knew, but Justin Cooper, this is the grip that he runs. Yeah. The Emig Pro in red, because he's got the red plate, so he runs the Emig Pro V2 lock-on grip by ODI. Did you know that?
Bathroom break.
I think you told me that before. What people are going to the bathroom?
So he carries the red plate again, and so thoughts on his weekend? Should he be worried about Ferrandis? Is he?
I think just and this is when they build whoops like that, I'm not a fan of that because I think it's a huge it's huge separator, and most importantly, I feel like it kind of puts the guys in a box to where they're going to have to get out of their comfort zone and perhaps are going to wreck. Their chances of wrecking are greater, and I don't want to take the field out.
Not this early. Take it down.
I mean, guys, not everyone has the ability to back it off when they know it's not their night. So they're going to send it through the whoops. Yeah. And I just feel like it kind of raises the bar just a tad for guys to fall down. And I just want to, I thought St. Louis whoops were awesome. everyone could go different spots, you know. So, but
Especially that whoop section where Fortner crashed, that deteriorated so bad at the end, right?
Got really weird because I thought it was
all those guys crashing there.
Yeah.
After Jet crashed.
High ones, low ones.
And then beat out at the end.
And they were slippery as well. We showed a slow-mo on the broadcast and of Fortner, and I mean, the thing is just all over the bike.
Oh, he was all over the place, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, skating around.
Hey, let's just say that race was fantastic, right? Race of the year. Thank you to all the guys that were in that and gave us a show, you know?
I appreciate that.
That's the best of moto right there, man.
Hey, shout out to Hartranft. Dude, second, third place in a row. Listen to this. P3, and he was only 6th fastest time in the main event.
I mean, he kind of had one of those nights like Justin Cooper, where they're just kind of
you
like,
gotta
let everybody else do
the
the thing.
Some races, the fast guys crash out, dude. It happens.
All right, let's keep it rolling to the 450. So I'm going to kind of go in reverse here with the podium. So Webb comes back and has actually a pretty good ride.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he's getting back to where I think he's going to be in championship form. What he did last week, you kind of expect that. I think he's going to be even better. If we go back last year in the first Triple Crown race, he ended up winning, and that was his quest. That's where the quest to the championship really started for him, and it was here at Anaheim. So the second Anaheim. So he's in the same position points-wise, just about, at this particular race as he was in the season last year. He's right there. You can only expect that he's going to get better. He was definitely better at Anaheim. His time qualifying practice, I think he was sixth fastest. So he's definitely starting to catch a stride.
And nobody's been on the podium every race. We've had 3 winners. Like, if he won a race, all of a sudden he'd be in the conversation again.
Yep.
And then Roxon had the lead there. I mean, I had Tomac pegged for the win. He just seemed like he was switched on all day.
When did you pick that? Like when he was already in the lead?
You say, I don't know who's going to win it. We'll go back.
No, I don't have to do anything. I don't make predictions. I give my analysis. I don't make predictions. I mean, you were taking a guess that he was going to win. You didn't know that.
This guy, what's the
I
guy's
called
name?
out for
Daniel. He
Tomac
knew.
last week for the.
Daniel knew. Gentleman, the fellow who's winning my Slick Products Ricky Carmichael wash kit.
Yeah, you got.
I wonder if Daniel Reese is playing the RM Fantasy SX. He would have crushed it last week.
Yeah,
But then
he would have.
I forget what the wild card
Tell
was.
him,
Anyway.
Daniel, get up on the Rocky Mountain Fantasy.
Yeah, we're going to give you some info on that here in a little bit. So I'm going to move to the SX Research Department segment.
Another
His
bathroom
favorite.
break.
He didn't like it. He didn't like the stats.
No,
Steve.
I do like the stats. I just don't like when you start to read.
Okay. Well, Tomac won his 28th 450 main event.
Dude, that's so
in his
gnarly.
100th win.
28 wins.
Out of 100. He was tied with Bob Hanna, who has 3 titles, at 27. Now he's tied with Rick Johnson at 28. I didn't even have to read that. Yeah. Look at that. I mean, think about that. He's got that many wins.
And no title?
You need your readers.
And no title? Is that?
You need your readers or what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, why am I reading stats? I came here to read. What's the point of this?
Well, that's just the SX Research Department. Is just give us some stuff. But so if he's at 28,
What are you saying? Tomac's like the fastest guy to never win a title?
well, he's got the most wins of anybody that's ever won a title. Yeah. And next on the wins
Makes you
list.
think he's going to win the title. That leads me to think, oh, he's going to win the title this year.
So if you look at the all-time winners, Jeff Ward has 20 wins and 2 titles. Everybody with 20 or more wins has got at least 2 titles.
At least 2 titles.
At least 2. Like, so he's such an anomaly. And so you've obviously watched Tomac. He's ridden for Fox. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, how can that?
I just made the prediction. He'll win the title.
Oh, you just made it.
I just made that because of the stat, and stats like that always crumble Like, that's how I feel.
Wow. All right, mark that. That's gonna be a clip right.
When you look at the odds of him having that many wins and no titles, it's just that's not a bet. Like
You
you
realize,
shouldn't make that
and,
bet.
well,
Now you got to bet on him winning.
well, Bradshaw had 19 and Wyndham had 18 without a title.
Yep.
But not what did you say? 37?
28.
28? What I get?
Is he even listening? Does anybody listen to me when I talk anymore? Am I just over here just like, do you guys have
Yeah,
me on mute?
it's
Is there, like,
ambient noise over there, guys.
just white noise?
I mean, pretty much.
Well, also, we participate in the rmfantasysx.com fantasy supercross league that they have. And so what Rocky Mountain did is they created an official Real Talk 447 group. So you can join all these groups, and each group has like different prizes, weekly prizes, and all this cool stuff. So if you go to rmfantasysx.com and sign up, create an account if you haven't already, you scroll down to browse groups and type in Real Talk 447, it'll pull up the group. I think we have about 75 or so people in the group right now. So we'll be giving out prizes to members of the group throughout the season and using stats from the SX Research Department to help you maximize your points. So this week coming into Glendale, it's going to be top 5 in a 450 as usual. But this week the wild card is 7th.
Who gets 7th?
Who gets 7th? Well, you got to pick top 5 and stuff.
Yeah, so what we always used to do, I like the wild card thing. So what we always did on wild cards for a long time is you'd pick the top 5, and then the wild card was what place will Alessi finish? Because it was always interesting, right? Like he was always in the damn main, and it was either going to be probably 5th to 15th somewhere. Like he could swing around a lot. Like.
Yeah. Well, last week the wild card was 14th, and I believe.
Keep in mind that this weekend is a Triple Crown format, so that really throws everything for.
And where are we at with the laps?
So
and
when
everything
you
right now?
when you guys are making your fantasy picks on the Rocky Mountain FantasySX.com, on the Real Talk 447 group, think about what kind of strategy goes into winning and all that fun stuff. So,
Is there somebody who outperforms during the Triple Crown event format?
well, first, I think you got to go with a guy that gets good starts consistently because the races are only 10 minutes. So you got to think of that.
All 3 races are the same amount of time.
That's
now,
right. That's
You know,
right.
Like the first year was like an 8. 10,
No,
12 or something.
they're all the same. So, there's strategy that goes into it. So the first thing I think of is who are guys that are most consistent, who gets great starts, and you got to think of guys like Ken Roxon. Yeah. He's going to be good. He's got his starts dialed. Yeah. One would think that Tomac is going to struggle because he gets bad starts.
Yeah,
but you never
but like
know.
last year when
he came from like
started
13th,
outside the top 10 on the first lap.
Yeah, that was in Detroit.
And
right?
one of the Triple Crown main events, he won it like super easy. It was 10 laps.
But if it's one of those weekends where he always says he's feeling the flow.
So what would be your advice to, like, this weekend, Tomac is fast in practice, killing it, and what would be your advice to anyone in the field?
Well, I would try to do, you have to hedge your bets that he is going to be inconsistent on the start. So you have to get a better start than him every time and just hope that you beat him in the Olympics scoring like it is. That's what you have to do. You have to assume that he's not going to get all 3 starts, but you have to be up front, everyone, and that's where you're going to win.
Do you guys like the Triple Crown format? You
I
like
love
throwing
it.
that in something
It's
different?
my favorite one. I wish majority of them were like that. Well, because every time they get out there, each guy is going for it. Not that they're not in a regular format, but you have to manage 3 main events, and it's every single race is a main event, and it's short races.
Yeah. I agree with you. When they first went to that change, I'm like, this is like silly. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to moto. But I will say now, at least last year, I remember thinking, oh, I love this format. I wish I did more. Especially, every once in a while, it's one of the bad things about Supercross. Every once in a while, somebody's super fast and they get a good start and the race is boring, right? And with the Triple Crown, it never happens. There's at least one of those races that's good.
Yeah.
You guys wear hoodies? You designed some hoodies in your day, huh?
Lots of them.
Yeah? You like wearing a hoodie? Would $7.99 be a good deal on a hoodie? $7.99.
Dude,
It sounds like a really cheap hoodie.
Inexpensive is where we'd like to go with that, Pete. Thanks. This is actually a Rocky Mountain ATV MC promo.
Oh, well, you should have told me.
No. So $27.99 full retail. Are we back in the quality conversation? Sure. That's a pretty good price, right? So our Rocky Mountain ATV MC promo this week is for a hoodie. It's the Rocky Mountain Vintage Hooded. Kind of got some pistons and things on it.
Looks pretty cool.
Pretty cool, black hoodie.
Yeah.
So if you head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com, there's a whole thing. Just look for the Vintage Hooded sweatshirt and use the promo code 447HOODIE, that's with an IE, HOODIE, and you can get this hoodie that's normally $27.99. You get it for $7.99.
That's good.
Limit
That's
2 per person. I think you can get 2 different sizes.
That's a smoking
Get
deal.
2 for yourself if you're messy.
Sweet.
If you work on your bike in these hoodies, you get grease.
See,
all
man,
over it.
that's what's-
Have one for the track, one for going out. You got your Rocky Mountain. You're like flying the moto flag that you're a moto guy. So limit 2 per person. Runs for 48 hours after we get the show up, either on podcast or YouTube. So check it out.
Well, I don't know if it's the biggest takeaway, but one thing I thought about a lot at the last race, when the 250 was over and people were booing Dylan, I thought, man, he's going to be dealing with this for a while, unfortunately. I've been in the camp where I was in this guy's camp when people were booing at him, and
After
I know
the U.S. Open?
Yeah, and
Carmichael.
there were lots of times when things go bad, and I just hope for his sake that they get a handle on it and they turn it around,
Yeah.
Because the fans can be pretty brutal and they don't forget. That's what I was thinking when it was happening. I thought, this is loud and this is going to go on for a while.
Do you think that the fans, whether inside of the stadium or now social media viewers or whatever, are harder on a foreign rider than they would be an American rider? Do you think that has any?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost.
Weren't they
foreign.
really rough on David Villman? Didn't him and Wyndham get into it where they were just literally chopping each other, taking each other out? Weren't they really shitty to him?
People were pretty shitty to Bale, and I don't know how much he deserved it, but I think American fans are going to be harsher on.
They love Jet Lawrence, though.
Yeah.
He's Australian, yeah. So
I know he's Australian.
Hey, quick Bale story. So probably would have
boy.
been end of maybe 1990, I guess. Dave Arnold was with Honda at the time, and so they were going to put me on the 125 team. So I went up to ride the bikes up at Honda Land. Did you ever go up to Honda Land?
Yeah.
It's as dry as the desert up there. So just riding a blown out Supercross track, dry, really uncomfortable. I'm just up there by myself. Well, Bale was there that day riding, and there was this on part of the Supercross track, there was this whoop section and then a step up into a turn. And I watched him go through that whoop section. He was like wheel tap, yap, and just downsiding this thing to the inside. He probably did it 100 times. He didn't do any whole laps. He just practiced that section the whole time I was there, or at least that's what I remember, which isn't, my memory's not very good these days, but that was my takeaway. And I think that's why a guy like Bale, he wasn't out there pounding laps out, but when it came to technique and different things on the track, it was just insane.
It's good advice for young guys, right? work on some technique instead of just pounding out laps.
I think there's a time and a place for both of it. I mean, Ricky, did you ever do things like that?
No, I didn't. I wish I would have, but no, I was kind of too hardcore and just worked on my speed and my laps. And
Yeah, don't you think burning laps is good for your like physical and mental stamina? Like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, there's a little bit of both. Hey, so Ricky, you've been involved with the Supercross Futures here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, we had an awesome turnout. There was a lot of talent at the second round of the Supercross Futures at Anaheim on Sunday, and man, it was so cool to watch the guys. I mean, you know, from the Futures guys getting their points, all the big dogs were there for the most part. Even in the 85 class, like the super mini class, you know, guys just bringing it, and I think it's really good what Feld has been able to do, and really given these guys an opportunity to get out on the main stage, if you will, in these big arenas, and give them the experience in a Supercross situation, because it certainly is different. And so when they become a pro someday and are able to get their points and earn their way into Monster Energy Supercross, they have some kind of an idea. Yes, it's not exactly the same thing, but still, they know what it's like to race in a stadium, because it certainly is different. And first and foremost, if you don't want to race Monster Energy Supercross someday, and that's not your goal, is it gives people, you know, like vet riders, a chance to get out and go ride. And that's what I feel is important. That's what we need to do as a sport, provide places for more people to ride and race. And that's what they've been able to do, and it's a hell of an experience. I think. I mean, what do you think? I used to love going to amateur Supercrosses when I was a young kid.
Track looked pretty legit.
Yeah,
they did a good job with it this last weekend.
They're doing a great job with the balance of you have to make it somewhat challenging for the future guys, and then but you also have to make it safe, and you know, safety is their number one.
So if I entered the vet class on my 150 Husqvarna,
I think you would love riding it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do.
I'd love
I
to
think
ride Supercross again, because any of the big stuff, you're like, it's only 125, 150. I'm not jumping.
You would be able to do all the stuff, but yeah, it's you know, it's creating opportunities and giving opportunities to go race their motorcycle and hone in on their skills.
So talking about the kids, Pete, a big part of the success of the Fox Racing brand, and from my viewpoint, was yourself, your older brother Greg, the team being able to identify the best amateur talent at a young age, and with many athletes like Ricky had, you know, instrumental in their development from a support side, where you know, there for a long time it was like the company, I should say, the brand, like just okay, bing, that's the guy. How did that happen?
There was a handful of us that, you know, were involved in kind of the decision making and the scouting or whatever, and you know, I think I've been watching motocross races since I was 6, and you watch enough races, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you know, I was also lucky enough to like know the riders, and so watching them ride and then knowing their personalities like helps you form the opinion, you know?
Yeah.
Switching gears, could you tell us what inspired you? Was there a certain picture or certain moment in someone's racing career that inspired your vision for the Dream On campaign, which was probably some of the most sickest pictures and perception, and just like walk us through that. That was a really incredible campaign.
Oh, thanks. Part of like my creative process always was very fluid with my life, right? Like me and moto and this company were so intertwined. It wasn't like 5 o'clock, I'm gonna leave work and go think about something else. Like I was thinking about Fox and Moto from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, and then probably half the time when I was sleeping. The Dream On campaign came from, I was shooting a lot of pictures for us back then. I loved shooting moto pictures and ad pictures. It was part of my creative process also. And it was at Hollister with Robbie Raynard. He was 15, hadn't turned pro yet. And he came out, I think we were signing a contract or something, did some photos, and we said, hey, let's go up to Hollister and shoot some pictures. This might be one of our last chances to do that before you go turn pro and race, because you know how it is. When you turn pro, it's hard to get you guys to stop what you're doing to take some photos. So we go out there and we got the track to ourselves, and my idea was I'm going to go out and I'm going to find a turn and I'm going to shoot like basically traditional moto photos. You get in a turn, this is a good turn, he's throwing up some roosts, and I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to capture, cover of motocross action kind of a shot, super cropped or whatever. And so he goes out, and I'm getting my shit together, and he goes out and he's warming up, and I got my camera stuff and I start walking across the track, like to the other side of the track, looking for a turn that I like. And I'm like scoping it out, and I was kind of in the infield, and I just happened to like turn around, and he's like up in that section where I shot the picture, and I'm like, God, that's so bitchin'. That's so bitchin'. That's like a moto fantasy. Like,
yeah, because it was green grass.
The track
like,
was so green, the dirt was so like chocolatey, and he's out there on a bitchin' bike, and he's got rad new gear on, and like, this is pretty awesome. And so I just like, I think I shot like 1 or 2 shots, and then I went and did my regular, traditional thing. And then I came back. I didn't give it too much more thought. And then I came back and I was going through the slides. I'd always like shoot the pictures and go through the slides. I just, the whole process I loved. And I saw that picture and I'm like, damn, we got to do something with this. Like, nobody's doing this.
So the photo came before the tagline.
Yep. And how'd you get the tagline?
The tagline is funny because there were times, and that was one of them, and like the Henry, I had the Henry Scar ad or this, I had the image in mind, and I thought, oh, this is so bitchin', and I felt so much pressure. I got to have a tagline or something that lives up to this, right? And I know that I came up with a few, and Dream On was like, oh, okay. And I didn't I thought, at least I'm not fucking it up with this. At the time, that
was more. I
don't want to fuck it up, and like don't want to do too much. I just want it to be kind of this like very kind of vague and like emotional feeling, and I don't want to fuck it up because it's a bitchin' picture. Maybe I shouldn't put anything. There were times when I thought that too, like, oh, maybe I'm not going to put anything. This isn't good enough. But I put it on there, and luckily people were into it.
And now, if you guys Google the Fox Racing headquarters, so when you designed this building, which was a factory before, it was like just a dirty factory, and this thing was gutted just on the back, in the back patio area where the mini bike track and everything is. There's an overhead shot. There's concrete and fake grass, and from overhead you look down on it, it says Dream On. Yeah. And if you guys want to see the transformation that this building went through, we actually did like a time-lapse video. I'm sure you can find it online. What would the building of Fox Racing headquarters?
I think if you Google Fox Racing headquarters or HQ, Irvine, California, it comes up. And they have some satellite photos.
I mean, it's such a beautiful place to work, and it's very inspiring to walk through. And it's been through a lot of different transformations. What's it like coming back in? Because you don't spend a lot of time here these days.
No, so the other, what was it, last week, we had that event, the Good Ride event, Carrie Hart's.
Tanks for Troops,
Yeah, Tanks for Troops, Good Ride with Carrie Hart. And that for me makes me so happy. I came into the building, there's however a couple hundred people here, and it's nighttime and lit. And that was always the idea for me was, let's make a beautiful place that people like to come to work, that helps communication and collaboration, but then also can be a space that is like something that the whole moto industry can come and have events and feel proud, like, wow, this is moto and this is pretty cool. So seeing events like that with people enjoying the space and like kind of living within the space as you hope they do, like on the bleachers, people sitting on the bleachers, and I love that. That makes me
when
happy.
we've hosted all kinds of events. There was the first ever Stasic, the little electric striders. So there was like a national out back. I think we had 100 or a couple hundred.
500 people I heard were
500
Yeah.
out back. So on the mini bike track, they'd set all that up. And I mean, the night before the Tanks for Troops, we had the Align, photo gallery event for Simon and Mike and Rich and their new project. And it's like, we've hosted stuff for like charity organizations and all different types of things. So that must definitely make you feel good about your vision.
That's what I was hoping would happen,
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Have you thought about the slick wash kit giveaway for next week and what that would consist of?
I've given a lot of thought about.
Do you want me to just do it? Because I have an idea.
Yeah.
If you haven't.
Are we going to give away some bottles of the Shine?
Yeah.
From what I understand, if you wash your bike and spray this on, it's like a silicone type, but it's got all kinds of.
I want to
specially
spray some
formulated.
in your hair.
Dude, does it need to be more shiny?
Do you put product in your hair?
No, I learned a little something today at lunch.
See how it just
so with this
redirects?
stuff-
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Redirect is
So-
you're good at that.
If like the plastic, and the reason why if you wash your bike, you don't use any like good cleaners, your bike kind of stays dirty. The plastic has got like pores in it. And so what you want to do is use the wash kit and get all that out, and then once you spray the Shine on, it fills those pores with whatever's in the bottle. So then when your bike gets dirty and then you go to wash it the next time, those little pores are filled with this Shine, this like silicone and all these great chemicals.
It's like a
So it's
ceramic thing for cars, right?
easier, yeah, and so it's easier to clean your bike the next time. So you get started by having Ricky come over and wash your bike, spray some Shine on it, and then next time it's going to be easier to wash.
You know what I think the grand finale for your Emig giveaway grip should be for the final season? That you fly to whoever won the contest and personally deliver the grip and put it on their bike.
I can tell you
And a
right now, the
custom
winner,
color.
the winner lives in Hawaii. So I will do that. I
really?
will do that for my fans and customers.
How
So
convenient.
if you live near Kahuku on the North Shore, you are an automatic winner. Just send it on in.
So I got a good one for this week, and I've thought about this like all week. I'm like, man, what can we do for the giveaway for Glendale? So what I want you guys to do is I want you to pick what Zach Osborne's finishes are going to be every main event.
See?
And you got to get it.
That's like the Alessi one. You know he's going to be in there, and he
three
can.
main events.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Wow. All right.
And submit your answers, please, to Talk447 at Talk447 on Twitter. You can always DM myself
Talk 447 on Twitter.
or
No, I don't think
You
Real
don't
Talk
want-
was available.
What's that?
Real Talk.
No, I
wasn't
said
available.
Talk 447.
Yeah, well, Curly's back here going, no, he's wrong, and I'm like, most of the time you are, but this time you're actually right.
Or
For once,
DM
let's
Pro.
mark that down. Ricky was right. There's one.
Jeez.
So the
I'm
contest
sorry,
is,
guys. I'm sorry you have to deal with this stuff.
So to repeat, the contest is Zach Osborne's finishes in each of the three mains.
So before the main event starts, and we got a timestamp, we're gonna know. We like the guy last week, a couple weeks ago, a guy at 4:14 in the 4:14 in the morning on Sunday, he tweets us his answers. Like,
That's good. A lot of fun, dude. Glendale is always a great race. I'm looking forward to that. Such an epic stadium. The start's going to be really long again, so
dude,
That'd be
it's
fun. It's one of my favorite
130 yards or something crazy.
yeah, it's one of the biggest floors that we go to, especially lengthwise.
And the roof and everything. It's just
It's a good vibe.
It's a cool building.
I think it's going to be a little hard and slippery, so it should be interesting. The whoops normally don't beat down too much there. It's going to be an exciting week, and it's a Triple Crown.
And are they doing those Stasic Kids things at every race or just a few?
I don't know. That was pretty rad though, and it was kind of like a lot of industry people's kids and out there. I thought that was pretty neat.
I love the Stasic bikes.
Yeah, I think
Love
it's.
those.
I think it's a.
Did your
unique,
girls ever
I think
get on?
it's-
Or are they too big?
Now they're too big. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. As an industry, we need to have more ideas for how to bring people into the sport, and we need to like work together probably on that a lot more. When I grew up, riding an XR75, which was a pretty inexpensive bike, easy to ride. If I had gone from 0 to an RM80 at the time, I don't know how long that would have lasted, or if I would have even done it. So I love that there's the Stasic, and I know they've got 2 different sizes, bitchin' product. But then there's a huge leap, right? So my kids, unfortunately, are in between the Stasic and KTM electric, like $6,500 race bike, right?
Well, it's in the 50 category. So with Husqvarna, we make the EE5. So essentially, it's a 50, and you can change the seat height, 6 different settings. So it's 5 inches difference in seat height, and the power settings. So it's got 6 power settings, and that is, the Husqvarna. There's a KTM model that is, to me, the latest thing that's going to bridge that gap that you're talking about.
Yeah, I saw them at Anaheim. I saw the little demo, and that's awesome. It's
$5,100, $5,149.
It's a lot of money for families thinking about doing this. So I think either way, if you got more than one kid. So I think the solution, what we need to come up with, is either something to bridge that, or have it so that those are rentable somewhere.
Yeah. Well, but
expect people to go out and buy that, and I'm going to get into moto. That's ridiculous.
Well, but let's take this back before Stasic and the EE5. Now all of a sudden, those vehicles didn't even exist. Yeah. So that barrier to entry was even greater than what it is right now in 2020.
I'm saying, hey, we're doing great things, and this is super helpful, but let's keep it up.
Let's keep this stay on this path.
Yeah. I'm a super big fan, and if anybody wants my help, I'd love to be involved, like doing like some rental program at local tracks, rent gear, rent those bikes, like with a instructor. That's how it works for skiing, as Ricky knows, like get your kids into skiing. I don't have to go buy equipment and like go out there and try to teach them myself. I can go to a ski
resort.
Ski resort. I can rent the gear. I can rent the helmet. I can get
Well, it's awesome because when you do that, I mean, you bring your kids to the place, to whatever mountain you're going to, and it's just basically, here you go, and they fit them for everything. Helmets, boots, you name it, gear. They do it. Yes, you pay a fee for it, but it's almost worth it because you know that your kids are getting taken care of in the right gear, protection gear, skis, and then they're being taught right.
Hey, let me ask you this. How is the parent-child coaching chemistry in you guys' house? The kids like to listen to you, like...
No kids like to. That's the other great thing is like, I take them to ski. Like I can't teach my kids to ski. They scream. They don't want to hear it from me. But somebody else will teach them. And the other beautiful thing about that is that there's other kids their age, and so it's a social thing. And so it's so much more enjoyable for them.
It is. And then look at it this way. JH always says, his little kid has a Stasic. He can ride it in his neighborhood. People see him riding it, and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Look at that. What is that thing? Now imagine his son riding a PW50, making the noise. Essentially, it's a similar type situation, and it's frowned. It's frowned upon. Yeah. So I'm with you. We're definitely on the right path. Everybody needs to keep working together and make it a little more accessible and present opportunities and give opportunities for people to do, like you say, go rent a bike. Try it out.
I like it.
Oh,
Got a lot of questions this week. I decided to pick one out. Adrian Chaco.
Specific to me or just questions about you guys?
This is just well, nobody knew that you were coming on today.
I admire your insight and respect your insight, so you can weigh in on this. He says, hey guys, let's see here. Adrian Chaco on Twitter. He says, hey guys, longtime listener, first time caller. Awesome show. Want to hear your thoughts on rider size, tall and short, pros and cons, please. I get a lot of different responses to this. Keep up the good work. All right, Adrian. You can look at it a couple different ways. Being taller has its advantages. Being shorter has its advantages. I think the perfect height for motorcycle racing is anywhere from 5'8" to 5'10", I believe. I think that.
Ryan Dungey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So from a Supercross standpoint, I think that having a little bit, longer legs is clearly going to help you in the whoop section. Shorter, obviously, it's more challenging. But in the ruts, being a shorter rider is definitely a help. Yep. You just don't have long, lanky legs and less stuff going all over the place. So that helps. Being taller is a little bit easier for you because it gives you more leverage on the bike, getting over the front of the bike when you need to. But
you can use your legs as
to
move the bike.
Yeah, move the bike. Being smaller, however, is a little better for you, and you have more of advantage when you wreck because it's easier to roll out of things, ball up if you need to. So it's tit for tat. It's just. But the Dungey's the perfect height.
So, but if you look,
Kenny's good.
Kenny's good. So, if you look historically, if we all agree that Ryan Dungey is kind of like, if you're going to find like a perfect size for the motorcycle and the sport, historically there are more successful champions racers that are shorter than that than taller.
There you go, Adrian.
I mean, there's some.
What do you think?
I think back in the 70s, maybe early 80s, having some height like that and having more leverage on the bike might have been an advantage. Bless you, by the way. But I think nowadays, like Ricky said, everything being compact, I think is better. And one thing that I always questioned is, the taller you are, the bigger boots that you wear, the bigger foot that you have, right? And so if you have to wear a size 10, 11, 12, and then you have to keep from having your toes or your boots grab in a rut, how many tall guys in our sport end up with knee injuries and whatnot because they've got these big feet and the boots grab in the rut? So I mean, when I raced, I raced with like a size 8 essentially, so like a 42 millimeter, and I mean I used to actually wear an 8 that was really tight as opposed to a 9 that was maybe a little more comfortable because I wanted to have the smallest boots possible.
Really, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I never. Yeah. Wow, that's really fine tuning it, but it makes perfect sense, and every little bit definitely helps.
All right, hey, so there's a lot of women riding motocrosses these days. They're definitely. I mean, let's face it, women are taking over the world, right? Yeah. I mean, corporate life, now motocross tracks. We have a special event going on at Fox Raceway this weekend. So it'll be January 25th. Fox Raceway.
Is that a Saturday or Sunday? What is that?
That's a Saturday, I believe. Yeah, in Paula, California. Not far from here. So in Southern California, we have a women's track day. So from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., we're going to have a dedicated track just for women. Joy and Kappa and a bunch of the girls here from the office are going to be there with the rig. They're going to have Fox swag. They're going to have a whole setup. So the Fox Women's Track Day at Fox Raceway in Paula, California this weekend. So check it out. Anything else, Ricky?
No, I just would like to, once again, every week, thank everyone for participating. Send in all your questions, man. We love hearing from you guys. And first and foremost, thanks, Pete, for coming in.
Yeah,
dude, you've been a true inspiration. You've definitely changed our lives. I know you've changed mine for the better and given us tremendous opportunities to succeed, and I appreciate that, man.
We've had some good times.
Yeah, and I mean, I mean that goes without saying. We have great times. We're great friends to this day, and memories that'll last a lifetime. But it's just so cool to hear you talk about all these cool things that you've built.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about like the 30 whatever years I've been doing this, like the highlight of it is working with guys like you. It's the friendships and the experiences and watching you guys like achieve your dreams and being part of it. It's
we always tell a story And I'm like, I was trying to think of a story, and I'm fresh out of
If
one.
you say the same thing that I'm thinking of right now,
You know where I'm going with this.
Florida.
No.
No? Hold the line.
No.
Remember-
I'm going.
remember
Didn't
the
you guys
sales
go
rep
to
meeting down-
Thailand together or something?
We went to, yeah, but that's I'm talking
not
about.
motor related.
Yeah, that is not motor related. So no, so remember when
Yeah.
we had the sales rep meeting
This
in
is great,
Florida?
guys. You guys are gonna love this. Yes.
So we're down in Florida. All the sales reps, you know, all the bosses from the company and everywhere. Ricky and I are there, and so we go
Well, I
out
was
on
still
the.
racing at the time.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't.
No.
And so we go out on this like a gambling boat.
Yeah, it's a gambling
Remember?
boat. It's out of like New Smyrna area.
Yeah. and
Right.
So you remember this? Blair was there then too. And so we're on this boat. We're gambling. We're just well, I don't know about anybody else, but I was getting shit faced.
I was drinking.
You
that
were
night,
on
too.
your way. Pete was probably the corporate guy. He's probably keeping it nice and mellow.
No, he was. You were talking with dealer reps.
Yeah, out there socializing.
No, I was pretty loose those days too. Yeah.
And then you remember this storm comes in and the boat's like doing this. And for some reason, we decided, and we have this big blackjack table going. Were you there, Curly? Were you working for Fox then? I was over there. And he didn't get invited, but sorry to bring that up. And so the thing's like, and for some reason, it was like, hold the line, don't give up. And so everyone's like freaking out because the boat's bouncing all over the place. Like drinks are spilling and we're still like gambling, still going for it. And I just remember the whole group like,
it was
hold the
so
line.
much fun. And the dealer's name was Junie. Remember? Do you remember? He's like, come on, Junie. Hit us with something good. Hit us with something good.
And
You
the
can
boats
do it,
is
Junie.
like-
And Pro's like, hold the line. It
man.
was so much fun. But everyone was vibing. I mean, most people have been to a blackjack table, and when you got a good group and everybody's vibing and the cards are getting thrown down and everyone's
Company's paying for it.
Yeah, well,
It
that's
was the
yeah.
best trip.
Well, I know for you, guy that never pulls out his wallet, you were loving it, right?
I'm just going with the flow. It was a corporate event, and I was doing what I was there to do.
So, we
Here we go.
get off of the cruise ship, and we're going to the hotel, and Fro is like, dude, I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. And at the
I
time,
needed some food, yeah.
Yeah, he needed some food. And the McDonald's, the line was so long, the drive-through line. I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, no. So we end up staying in this drive-through line, and I look back in the van, dude, and you were passed out, and you were the only one that wanted to go there, and you never ate.
I got a little sleepy. I'm from a different time zone, dude. You forget, I'm from 3 time zones away.
That's right, to the good. So it was only 9 o'clock at night, not midnight.
And you didn't punish him for that? You didn't do
dude,
anything?
I was
I
just
must
like,
have got an early
seriously,
flight
dude?
that day or something because I was sleepy.
So we wait in line. And it was, you insisted on us going. No one else wanted to, and you're the only guy that didn't eat.
I probably didn't buy that
But
McDonald's
we did what
either.
we did what you wanted to do.
I appreciate that, Ricky. I
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem.
the effort.
Yeah, no problem. So that's it, man. That's it.
Well, here's to many more good times. Let's make sure these aren't the only memories
Yes.
that we make, yeah?
Yes.
Appreciate you joining us here on Real Talk
Pete.
447, Pete.
Appreciate the friendship over the years.
Obviously, yeah, definitely. Thanks to all of our listeners around the world. We also have some fantastic sponsors that are on board. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Make sure you use that promo code for the hoodie. Join our group on the RM Fantasy SX. Also, Slick Products.
Yep, we got the giveaway. Remember, you got to pick Zach Osborne's finishes in all 3 main events. You got to get that right, and the picks have to be in before the main event starts.
Yep. Emig Pro V2 Lock-On Grip by ODI. And of course, Fox Racing, and for the production and hosting Real Talk 447 this season, and hosting it here at Fox HQ. That's all I got. So thanks
we
everybody for
appreciate it.
commenting. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks to Ricky and Pete, and we'll see you next time. As always, we're going to take you away with the Andrew McKeek Band and This Old Life.